Leo. Welcome to 8 of Cups Tarot. Welcome to your cards for November. So this is a general read, and your cards are kind of picking up on a few different elements here. I see love, I see career. Yeah, so it's kind of a mixed bag this month, but the good news is November brings us a little bit of a relief. There's a breakup of all that dense, heavy energy, and we start to welcome breakthroughs in. It's kind of an exciting month because we've been through such a severe retrograde period. Basically, like everything has been retrograde since April, beginning with the Venus retrograde and closing out the Mars retrograde. And all of the big planets in your 6th house being retrograde all summer long. I mean, definitely there's areas of life that just seem to not be moving, and it's frustrating. Now, the Mars in your 9th house is probably doing a number on your belief systems. It's probably doing a number on your core values, what you associate with, what you believe in, any kind of religious outlooks. It could be an emphasis on going back to school. It could be an emphasis on traveling and other countries. So it's something in your life that kind of felt like it was dragging or relentless, or no matter how hard you tried to push or create or work harder, nothing seemed to really break through. Good news is the middle of November brings this immense amount of relief. Relief to that 9th house. Now, when Mars goes direct, he's kind of like the limping warrior, right? He's been injured, meaning our egos have kind of taken a hit. We kind of have to come at life from a little bit more of a humble place. Now, for a Leo, I think that this is not such a difficult transit to you because, in all honesty, you operate from a heart space. The thing is, in the past several years, you may have lost that space. You may have lost how you operated there. And unfortunately, life happens and we begin to take on roles we kind of put in our place. And honestly, with this Uranus conjunction on this full moon on Halloween in your 10th house, I think this is kind of a catapulting energy. It's an area of progression. It's kind of like the universe nudging you, maybe not so gently at all. Uranus is not a gentle planet, and the moon is it's about your deep emotional being. And I think you've gone through an immense healing period, or you're facing an immense healing period, and at the end of that there are great gifts. So we're closing out this transit of all of this stuff in your 6th house. This could kind of culminate at this point in the 3rd and final conjunction with Jupiter and Pluto that we experience in early November as well. So as I'm telling you that November is going to be great, please keep in mind early November is still pretty unsteady. It's pretty tumultuous, and a lot of surprising events can occur. And we're closing out November with a eclipse in your 11th house. Now, focusing on that 11th house, the North Node in Gemini with an eclipse. Now, this is a very important area of your chart because it talks about your wishes. And it could be a lucky break. It could be a lucky time when the North Node transits your 11th house. You can begin to receive some forms of dharma. You know, maybe lifetimes of good stuff built up, and suddenly at your most needed time, there seems to be assistance, help, guidance, people, and connections that are going to get you through a difficult time. Now, I keep saying difficult time. Yet the cards, there are so many 7s on this table, it's very hard to not understand that you are going through a divine transition in your life. This is a very serious time where things begin to change rapidly, maybe really taking you out of your comfort zone. And you're being forced to approach situations in a much different way than you have for a while. Now you are coming out this month as a Queen of Earth. And the first thing I thought of when I saw this card was grounded. And I think that Leo is having to be a little bit grounded this month, and not only grounded, because I see this as this beautiful feminine energy coming through, meaning that no matter what gender you are, you're kind of being forced to tap into the receiving side of your personality. The side of your personality that can accept help from others, that can learn how to depend and trust other people. Now, the Queen of Earth, I think, is a nice contrast between this Neptune transit going through your 8th house. Neptune does move direct this month as well, so you're going to feel a shift in this area. And this is a transit that is teaching you to let go. And in order to let go, you have to trust. You have to trust the universe. You have to trust yourself. You have to trust that there is always enough. The Queen of Earth never operates from a lack mentality. She knows that she has everything that she needs. She knows she has the tools to make things happen. She knows that she is practical, logical, intelligent, and she could always make ends meet. So she doesn't operate out of fear. I think this is kind of like Leo finally understanding that the universe will always provide. And like I said, especially being a Leo, the giver, right? You love to take care of the people that you love. You like to cherish and spoil those people. And I think maybe the universe is putting you in a position to rest and allow others to do those things for you. The first 2 cards out is the 2 of Cups and the Guardian of Cups. So we're starting here with a connection. Now, if it's not a connection that you have with somebody else, it's simply being in emotional alignment with yourself. 2 of Cups means that we can understand both our light and our dark, our shadow side, our negative side, the way that we are when we operate out of fear, out of judgment, kind of those negative places. And yet we can hold space and love for ourselves. We know how to nurture ourselves, and that's a lot with the Guardian of Cups there, is that it's a very self-love kind of atmosphere here. Now, if you are in a connection with somebody, if this 2 of Cups represents a partner, a best friend, a parent, whatever it might be, it seems to be a source of emotional fulfillment for you. It seems to be something that you could rely on, something that you can open up to. And again, that Neptune going direct in your 8th house means it's probably time to open up, to feel a little bit vulnerable, to force yourself to trust in this connection. The overall energy on this side of the board is the Moon, the 5 of Swords, and the Justice card, and the Ace of Pentacles, and the Hierophant. I really, really love this energy. I love it because there's so much growth here. And I don't know if that's been fully made aware to you at this time. I don't think that you're fully grasping this connection or this kind of alignment in yourself. This self-nurturing thing. There's a journey you're being led on. And I think this is Leo kind of breaking open. Now, the moon and the Five of Swords is kind of like this really emotional discomfort, right? Five of Swords is when we kind of allow fears and doubt to creep into our head. It's always our mind that is our worst enemy, and it looks like you are kind of stuck between two different modes, which is kind of being comfortable in the dark, getting to be comfortable a little bit in the unknown areas in life where there's kind of no guarantee that things are going to work out. This is kind of like a journey into the unknown. And that Five of Swords can be a tricky energy. I feel like you're being asked to kind of confront this Five of Swords energy within yourself. Justice card means there's something here that has to be addressed. There's probably conversations that need to occur, maybe some apologies. Five of Swords can kind of be like where we sort of mess things up. Can be kind of this headache energy of acceptance. Like, oh, I know that I really have to do this thing. I have to say this thing. I have to tell this person how I'm feeling. And again, it's kind of stepping out of your comfort zone. If there is something here that you're trying to bring justice to, if there's, like I said, an apology, some form of honesty that has to come out in some way, I think that you are truly safe here. With this Ace of Pentacles and this Hierophant energy, I think that you're safe here. If you're questioning whether you want to plant seeds, whether you want to invest in this fully, you know, the Queen of Earth, and then we have the Elder of Pentacles coming up in this reading as well, is kind of like a true match. So again, coming back to the idea that this is a relationship or a connection we're talking about, I would tell you that whether you realize it now or not, the Moon card, once you get beyond all of that self-doubt, that kind of self-inflicted conflict within yourself, your intuition knows, your higher self kind of knows that this is a worthy investment, that this is something stable, this is something that you can see yourself doing or being for a really long time. And this could also be a career, this could also be a new job opportunity, a new creative project. And if it is, I feel like it truly speaks to you. I feel like it's a true reflection of who you are. It brings out a different kind of authenticity within you. Now, when you're stepping in to this kind of growth in this energy, it is natural to question it. Is it too good to be true? Can I trust this? The cards are telling me yes, but I do believe there's been a process here clarifying that Two of Cups. I have the Three of Wands and the Seven of Wands. Now again, emphasis on the Seven. I kind of look at Seven as my divine intervention card, kind of like the divine or the universe stepping in and kind of correcting certain situations, rebalancing, recalibrating. It's kind of my retrograde energy, and this is somewhat of what you've been going through for the past several months. The Three of Wands tells me that there is something probably related to this connection that you desire on a very deep level. Three of Wands is sort of undeniable desire. Like you are naturally pulled to something or someone, naturally pulled to a situation, and it's very hard to resist this. But Seven of Wands, again, we start to tap into the other side of that brain, the worry, the fear. Seven of Swords tells me there's some sort, Seven of Wands tells me that there's some sort of insecurity behind this. It might be that you see something that you desire on a very deep level and it provokes a sense of unworthiness within you. Seven of Wands can suggest that there's maybe competition. If this is somebody that you want to be with, maybe you're concerned that you or they are not in a mode of full commitment. You could feel a little insecure about where you stand within this relationship. Seven of Wands can be where maybe there is a job or a career opportunity or a career change that you truly desire, and yet you're sitting in a place of self-doubt, of believing you can't. You don't know enough, you don't have enough skills, there's too much competition, there's other people that are more qualified than you are. And the Two of Pentacles and the Seven of Swords tells me that as long as you are juggling these two different things, now, on the one end, you have that thing that you want and desire, and it's kind of an invitation to take that leap of faith energy. I just want to leave everything behind and follow my heart. And then there's that practical side that says, yeah, but what if I don't have enough money? What if I don't know enough? What if I'm not good enough? What if it doesn't work out? What if I make a fool of myself? Because Two of Pentacles is very practical energy. And you are very grounded. You're in a very grounded place as the Queen of Earth. But the gift that remains in the Queen of Earth energy is that she doesn't come from a place of lack. So she's not juggling all of this conflict. The Seven of Swords is complete and utter self-sabotage. Lying to yourself. Maybe there's a part of you that thought, I can't make a commitment. I don't want to be in a relationship. I don't want other people to depend on me. And so you sabotage the opportunity. Because of your own fear, because of your own doubt, because of your inability to open up. Your Oracle card clarifying the Two of Cups and the Guardian of Cups is card number 43, Hand of Fatima. May have pronounced that incorrectly. This is card number 43. Again, another 7, meaning there's divine intervention. And because this comes out directly underneath this Guardian of Cups, which I think kind of represents this person or the situation that you're with. And I'm really picking up on an element of this being kind of your protection. Now you've got a lot going on in your 4th house, Leo. You've got the Sun, you've got Mercury moving direct, and a new moon in your 4th house. Suggesting that there's some kind of a mastery that you're attaining within your deep emotional self. And I think that this person comes along and she or he provokes you emotionally. And you may have hesitated, you may have walked away from this, you may have blocked this, you may have sabotaged this. But oddly enough, I feel a tremendous amount of love coming from this Guardian of Cups. An unconditional protection. And the Moon card right above this tells me that you may not be aware of the power of this connection and this person in your life. Now, you may be a Leo listening to this and saying, I have absolutely nobody in my life. The fact is you are never alone, and if you are on that path where there is nobody, then this is you. This is you giving this to yourself. This is Leo opening their heart and giving to themselves instead of others at this time. Remember, we're stepping into a very feminine energy. That doesn't mean that you're going to be feminine. It doesn't mean that you're going to do, like feminine things all month, or like watch sad movies and cry. We're not talking about stereotypes here. But you are in the receiving mode for love, meaning you are being open. Your heart is open to receive. And if it isn't here yet, it is certainly on its way. And the more self-love and self-respect and patience that you have for yourself, the quicker it will come. Now, I do want to read a little bit of this card for you. This oracle brings you the guidance that what is being born in your life right now, in your own consciousness, as a seed, perhaps of a new way of being, a new idea, belief system, philosophy, or sense of self, is going to come to maturity under the loving protection of the Divine Mother. You are also being asked to heed your intuition and instincts, have some discernment about who you involve yourself with and how you choose to use your time and energy. Allow yourself to feel Fatima's guidance and comfort in you by giving yourself permission to be nurtured. Through your own choices and the people or situations you say yes or no to in your life, this is a way to honor her presence and allow her to help you, which she wishes to do in all ways possible. I think that's really beautiful. Now, stepping into this a little bit further, your next two cards are the Nine of Wands and the Ace of Wands. Now, if this is a relationship that you stepped away from, just because honestly, the beginning of November, we're still in retrograde Mars and retrograde Mercury. So we're still getting visits from the past. And if you have somebody coming back from the past, I feel like it brings a little bit of stress. Again, this is another little bit of being provoked and taken out of your comfort zone. Now, this Nine of Wands is clarified by this Elder of Pentacles. And I think this is where Leo starts to get a little afraid again. It's like this thing that comes in and out of your life, and it's teaching you to accept love and how to be loved, and yet it provokes something deep inside. A pain, an anxiety, a worry, and every time this gets triggered, another wall comes up. Now, it is obvious to me, this being the King of Pentacles and this being the Queen of Pentacles, that we have a match here, and yet there seems to be an element of resistance to this. And because it is involving the Pentacles, it tells me that there might be some sort of a fear of codependency, fear of commitment, fear of building foundations with somebody. Because those insecurity cards came up, again, we have this Elder of Pentacles being clarified by another Seven of Wands, similar to this Seven of Wands, which directly correlates to the Seven of Swords. This is probably a deep-seated pattern within you. Seven of Wands says that as soon as you start to feel something real, something building, something growing, you fall into this pattern of Seven of Wands. What if I'm not good enough? What if it doesn't work out? What if this? What if that? And it's the negative that comes every time you attempt to build some kind of a solid foundation. This could be in both love and career and friendship. This kind of energy can keep people at arm's length away, never really connecting, because therefore you're not obligated to anybody else. Nine of Wands and the Elder of Pentacles 4th house transit, we're bringing up old wounds, old hurts, old issues, old fears. Maybe this is even fears of what you learned about relationships as a child, what the examples that were set for you. And I feel like this 9 of Wands and this Elder of Pentacles, this resistance to make a commitment, this resistance to be relied upon, comes from something very deep. Comes from being hurt, from being wounded in some way. And so you are under this healing process. Now, the first thing that I want to remind you Ace of Wands, 9 of Wands, having an opportunity right in front of you, and yet you're a little bit resistant to grasping it, to grabbing this opportunity, to really making it yours. This is kind of like seeing happiness right in front of you, and you're like, oh, no, I'm not ready. I can't do it yet. Everything will change. And I think it's really important to understand that now is not the time to push, Leo. It's not the time to push yourself. If these feelings are coming to the surface, it's time to look at them. It's time to look at yourself. It's time to do that hard work. But it may not be time to take any action now. The next 2 cards out is the 2 of Pentacles and the 7 of Pentacles. Now I feel like we're moving into a little bit more of a career or job mode here with all of the Pentacles. And the thing is, you may be really insecure to make this connection with this other person because maybe you've got a lot of unknown stuff going on with your career as well. 2 of Pentacles, 7 of Pentacles. You might be under an area of assessment. There might be some decisions that you have to make now regarding your career, regarding your residence, your home, you know, your finances in some way. Now the 7 of Pentacles tells me that you're under a process. You know, 7 of Pentacles is like under construction. Things aren't done. Nothing is set in stone. You're kind of reassessing. I think Leo's kind of like thinking, who do I want to be when I grow up? What do I want to do with my life next? I have changed emotionally. I have changed. I have accepted who I am. And the 2 of Pentacles in the challenge position for me is that you may still be trying to juggle. You may not have fully made this decision. Maybe you're leaving one career and stepping into another. And maybe this 2 of Pentacles is you not really sure whether you want to make this change yet. And this could be an area where you're multitasking. Your energy is kind of scattered. You're not focused. You're not quite sure what you could depend on. This is kind of an energy of making like the pro and con list, the good and the bad. And the 7 of Pentacles is an indication to not rush this. Now that is incredibly clear because the Oracle card clarifying this is time for a nap. Card number 24, breaking down to a 6. 6 being unconditional love. Unconditional love of self. Self-care, Leo, that's where we're at in November. You cannot be all about going out and making the money, making the deals, getting things signed. You know, it's more of an introspective month for you. And it's a month where you kind of have to sit back and let things start to unwind. Remember, you're in moon energy. You're in moon energy. You don't know what's going to happen next. You don't know the opportunities that are around the corner. You don't have a clear picture right now. And unfortunately, even though this might put you in that 9 of Wands energy, waiting for the next ball to drop, you know, ultimately you have to let go and surrender and have faith. Time for a nap. Rest, rejuvenation, and renewal. Temporary non-action, allowing dreams to arise. Neptune going direct in that 8th house. You're going through all of this emotional stuff. 4th house, 8th house. How to connect with others, how to connect with yourself, how to truly, authentically love and care for yourself. These are big things. They're not doing things. They're not, they're not paychecks. And this is emotional stuff. This is a time to step away and rest. Let the cares of the world go. Go into a state of non-action and allow yourself to be free of the shackles of your goals, your lists, and your desires. Nothing is as important as rest, detachment, and neutrality. The overly busy mind can block you from inner wisdom if you don't step back, take a seat, and rest. Be willing to let dreams surface and ideas flow through you, absent any force or conscious direction, as you observe without engagement now. If this is about a relationship, if this entire reading and it didn't kind of just switch tones to a career, because it could really be either or, and it could very well be both. But again, bringing out that element of that feminine energy of just allowing yourself to be loved and to be nurtured by others at this time. Let others take care of you. 6 of Cups is the overall energy over here, and I knew it. 9 of Swords. And the 3 of Swords. There may be some anxiety here. There may be some anxiety wanting to go back to the old, but fearing going back to the old. 9 of Swords is that element of really getting in your head. But the 6 of Cups is that element of feeling loved, feeling nurtured, being cared for. And I think the message here is that if you choose to stay in the 9 of Swords, if you choose to kind of sit in the negative energy, in the anxiety of not knowing, that's what will break your heart. That's what will resist the healing. There may have been disappointments in regards to relationships, in regards to work relationships, in regards to your career. The 6 of Cups is getting back to this childlike, innocent energy of believing that miracles can happen. And this is you overcoming all of that mental anxiety and finding, your emotional strength. Now the 7 of Pentacles is clarified by 5 of Wands, 5 of Pentacles, 10 of Swords, and the Wheel of Fortune. I love this. Yes, this is going to be a process. Whatever it is you're going through, relationship, career change, whatever this new thing is, because it's all about Ace of Wands, a new opportunity, the new way to be. It's going to provoke some stuff in you. It's really going to maybe poke at some of your insecurities at a very deep level. 5 of Wands is that feeling of frustration. Like you really want to make things happen. But the thing is, you have to be careful with this energy, because when you're forcing something to happen that may or may not be what's truly meant for you to go through right now, you're going to meet a lot of resistance. And now the universe is clearly asking you to not force things, not try to put, you know, the puzzle piece in the wrong spot and kind of shove it in and try to make it fit. Because that's coming from a Five of Pentacles. It's coming from a place of abandonment, a place of fear, a place of not having enough. You may be tempted to take jobs so that you could pay the bills because you're afraid that you won't have enough, or you're afraid you aren't enough. This is where your mind kind of tells you, like, don't take a risk, don't open up, don't tell that person you love them. But it comes from our fears. And the Moon card. The Moon card is telling you that you may be a little haunted by all of these fears. But that's exactly what the process is. And at some point, 10 of Swords, Wheel of Fortune, Leo wakes up one day and says, I'm not going to live life like this anymore. I'm not going to be in this anxiety. I'm not going to feel this way anymore. I'm not going to sacrifice my time and my energy for people that don't appreciate me. I'm not going to participate in connections with other people that I don't feel like I can be myself. When they don't feel aligned with who I am anymore. And the 10 of Swords, it's up to you whenever you want this to end. See, there's an old way of life. There's an old way of life that is dying. And it's a way of life which you feel like you have to keep up with other people. It's that thing in the back of your mind that always says that maybe you're not good enough, or you have to work harder, or you have to be different, or you have to be someone else. You have to have that certain car, that certain house, and there's so much pressure. And 10 of Swords is just when you let it go. You let all of that go. 10 of Swords is the ultimate bucket moment. And it's the moment that changes everything for you. It's a moment that changes your destiny. Okay, so you let the universe know that you want something different. Now you want to be in nurturing relationships. Now you want to be and experience true partnership. Now you want to have that job that fulfills you emotionally, not just financially. Uranus, full moon, 10th house. Gemini eclipse, 11th house. Letting go of that person you thought you had to be in order to keep it all together. And stepping into the new identity and changing your identity and your life for the better. Now the outcome here, you got the Strength card. Your card, Leo, meaning you're coming into yourself. And the Strength card tells me that you have to be strong. You have to fight these urges. You have to battle that voice in the back of your head every time you hear something that says, you're not good enough, you're not qualified, you'll never be better than anybody else. You have to be able to shut that down, and you have to know that you're worth so much more. You kind of have to unleash that lion within you. You kind of have to roar a little. You kind of have to let the universe know that you want more. You want more fulfilling things in your life. And I love this because the Strength card is clarified by card number 46, Peacock Spirit, let it shine. Leo, there are talents that you have. There is a light within you. There is something that the universe is really desperately pushing you to tap into. And it might feel like life is on a pause. It might feel like things got taken away and you're in this place of not knowing what to do next. You might really be in a lot of anxiety right now. And I know it seems really counterproductive to tell you to not do anything. Don't be upset. Don't be scared. Don't be worried about paying your bills. That sounds insane. And yet here I am telling you that that is exactly what you need to do, at least in November. Take some time off. Get back to yourself. Love yourself. Tune out the world. Tune out anybody that tries to give you advice, to tell you what to do next. But allow yourself to be in connections with people that truly support you and love you right now. The people that aren't pushing, the people that aren't directing you, that don't have a personal, tie to your decisions, and they simply want to love and protect you, because I feel like this is such an important key to this month, and I feel like this person or this opportunity is what's going to really allow yourself to tap into you. And I think this peacock spirit is kind of saying that if you let yourself, you can kind of see yourself in this person's eyes. Because I think they think you're the most perfect thing on the face of the planet, the most perfect, beautiful human being. And the Guardian of Cups loves you, loves you for your flaws, loves you for your messiness or your grumpiness or whatever. And when you allow yourself to feel that kind of love, you're teaching yourself to love yourself that same way. And that's the journey you're on, Leo. That's the culmination of that 6th house, 10th house transits, and stepping into that north node in your 11th, which is where you start to get those lucky breaks, where you start to meet those people and have those connections that really benefit you for the long term. They're truly gifts from the universe. These readings are absolutely incredible this month. I am so grateful that I get to do this. All right, guys, that's pretty powerful. I'm going to leave it at that. I will be back mid-November for the love readings. And until then, I hope that you have a wonderful month and take care. Bye.